just for asset rise, but for Africa's agro-real estate future. For years, we've envisioned a nation where agriculture and real estate integrate into structured systems and working value chains. Palmrich Estate Phase 5 is living proof of that vision, a fully operational all-palm estate, now integrating ranching and a new high-capacity processing mill indigenously built in partnership with the Nigerian Society of Engineers. Join us as we unveil a new chapter in agro-real estate.
So we are live today at Palmrich Phase 5, a development by Asset Rise Limited. Last year, we signed a memorandum of understanding with the Nigerian Society of Engineers, and this MOU is meant to boost mechanized agriculture in Nigeria. And you can agree with us that there is no mechanized agriculture, there is no export, there's also no blue economy without engineering mechanization. And what we are demonstrating here today is the bravery of the Nigeria Society of Engineers. We have one of our engineers here who has produced locally made machines that we use in our mills here. And courtesy of this MOU, we intend expanding our farms across Nigeria so that we can boost agricultural production. And it's our privilege to have live here today representing the president of the Nigeria Society of Engineers, the vice president, Engineer Felicia Agubata.
I want to congratulate Asset Rise on behalf of the President and Chairman of Council of the Nigerian Society of Engineers on this historic launch of the second milling plant for the Phase 5 project. Asset Rise and the Society have an MOU, standing MOU on this plantation. We have Phase 1, 2, 3, 4, and now 5. It's actually gladdens my heart that one of us, an engineer, a Nigerian engineer, is the one fabricating all the machines, that BBT machinery services, and is also an agric engineer. So it's something for us to know. Let's grow our economy, let's go into agriculture in line with the Renewed Hope agenda. No country grows when we neglect agriculture. Now we are coming back. It's not just about buying land for real estate. Real estate can also be used for palm plantation, especially when you buy land in areas that you cannot build immediately. It is actually wise that you convert it to plantation. I subscribe to the one at Ado-Odo. Yes, the one in Ogun State. That's where I have mine. So I'm happy. I will encourage everyone to subscribe to this initiative. It's a partnership that works. NSC is solidly behind them. Let us congratulate them. I say thank you and congratulations once more. God bless you.
As you can see, agro-real estate is far more than just owning land. It is owning productive and sustainable assets that consistently generates value. At Asset Rise, we are proud to pioneer this transformative asset class that creates long-term value for investors, customers, landlords, organizations, institutions, cooperatives, and diasporas through structured all-palm cultivation. This innovation creates jobs, increases local production, and reduces Nigeria's dependency on import. Join us today. Remember, if it is Asset Rise, it is credible.
Good day, everyone. I hope you can all hear me. Please, if you can hear me, a reaction, or if you can just raise your hand so that we can proceed very quickly. So we'll begin immediately. It's a very wonderful evening, I must say, and thank you all for joining in. I know we're gonna have more persons joining shortly, and this would create I'm sure by the end of today, everyone is going to be joyful about the results that will be given. This is the second AGM that we are holding this year. And as we all know, is to declare Asset Rise productivity in Palmrich Phase 5 estate. and the landlords in this estate would be receiving very, very, very joyful results. So I want to say a very big welcome to our distinguished shareholders, our board members that we have currently for the tribe, the asset rise management and operations staffs that have joined in, and every other invited guest. Welcome as we witness a transformative season in Palmrich Estate. It is with great pleasure to warmly welcome you all to Asset Rise AGM, Phase 5 Profit Declaration AGM, and even though it's been held virtually today, and while we may not be gathered in one room, it is encouraging to see us all log in our very busy time. I mean, it's the time of the year where we are gathering with our families, but you're taking out the time to be here with us. So we say a very big thank you. So whether you're joining in from your office, from your living room, or you're quietly hoping that your internet connection does not misbehave at this time, we are very, very happy to see you today. And as we meet today, during this special time of the year, please also allow me to extend a warm seasonal greeting to you and your families. And may this season bring you peace, good health, and well-deserved moments of rest, especially after a year of hard work and commitment. Today's AGM is particularly significant as it allows us to review our performance since the last AGM that we had, and most importantly, the declaration of the financial declarations from our oil palm estates, which is Palmrich Phase 5 in this instance. And while we are doing that, it is I'm very, very pleased to say that the results we'll be discussing today we're very much thankful to God, and very thankful for the very positive results. I mean, it's been a challenging year for a lot of agri businesses, and despite these challenges within the agricultural and commodity sector, Asset Rise has remained focused on sustainability, operational efficiency, and long-term value creation. Our plantation has continued to perform well, proving once again that with the right strategy, with the right people, with the right community, with the right team, and a little help from good weather, and more thanks to God, our consistency has brought us returns and good achievements. So this virtual platform also reflects our ongoing commitments to transparency and engagement, as it is one of our cause to make sure that we are transparent to you and we engage you to know what exactly is going on your plantation. So we encourage you to participate actively, share your questions if you have any, and contribute to this discussion, as it is more than a report, but also a platform for us to engage and scale up and do better. And be rest assured, we will do our best to keep the meeting efficient, engaging, and free from too many "can you hear me now" moments. On behalf of the board of directors and the management team at Asset Rise, I would like to sincerely thank our shareholders for your continued trust, loyalty, and support. Your confidence in Asset Rise remains the foundation of our success. Once again, welcome to the Asset Rise Oil Palm Plantation Financial Declaration Virtual AGM. We look forward to a productive meeting, a rewarding announcement, and a season ahead filled with growth, gratitude, and prosperity. I want to say a very big thank you once again to everyone. And at this point, I would like to hand over to the CFO, the Chief Financial Officer for Asset Rise Limited. He would be taking us on the financial reports and everything that we need to know about the Palmrich Phase 5 financials and where we are currently. So please, if I may indulge, Mr. Adekunle. Sir, please, are you online?
Yes, sir, I am.
All right. Thank you very much, sir. The floor is yours.
So permit me to stand on the existing protocol. Good evening, all. Good evening, our our esteemed customers. So the financial, this as displayed on the screen, that's the financial, the stewardship account from January to December 2025. So the income generated from January to December is 107 million 420. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir, we can hear you loud and clear.
Okay. So the income generated from January to December is 107 million 423,800 naira 80 kobo. And the anticipated expenses are milling expenses is 3,180,100 naira only. Then harvesting expenses is 2,651,800 naira, while logistics cost is 1,715,800. Then the petrol machine repair is 1,904,000 naira, while tuning is 2,105,600 naira. Then salaries and wages is 1,848,000 naira. Then, as explained as displayed in the earlier video show, the cost of machinery for our milling factory, the cost of equipment, and the cost of this equipment is 30 million. So we now take the economic history line for tax. We now take the portion, the depreciation for this year to be 1 million. So because the economic useful life of the machine is 30 years. So when we divide the 30 million of the total cost of acquisition by 30, that is how we arrive at that 1 million that we apportion for this year expenses. Then miscellaneous is 2,543,500. So the total expenditure is 16,948,800. So we can see the analysis of these expenses. So the net profit is 90,475,000 naira 80 kobo. So when we apportion, we have the total number of customers. The total number of our investor is 231. So when we divide the net profit by the total number of customers, so the profit per plot is 391,666 naira 67 kobo. And based on our sharing ratio, the investor will take 60%, which is 235,000 naira, while we as a company pay 40% for other expenses, which is 156 naira, 156,666 naira 67 kobo. So how do we arrive at all these expenses? The notes show the analysis, the breakdown of each of the expenses, how we arrive at it. So when we look at the notes, this is how we arrive at our income for the year. From January to December, the total number of kegs is 1,988.25 liter kegs or pound oil. That is what we make. That is our total production for the year. And the selling price, the total cost, because we normally store them. So when the price appreciates, it is then we now sell them. So we sold it for 50,000 per keg, and the total is 99,400,000 naira. So also the palm kernel that we gather from the palm fruits, when we break them and process them and sell them, we have 16.05 tons, and 1 ton is 499,925 naira 23 kobo. So when we the total money we got from selling of palm kernel is 8,023,800 naira. So when we sum it together, when we add the total together, that is how we arrive at our total income for the year, which is 107,423,800 naira. Then milling expenses, as you can see the breakdown here, this is for milling oil. So 39,000 naira from January to December. The total money for milling expenses is 3,180,100 naira. So the same thing applicable to harvesting expenses. So those are the analysis as shown on the display, as displayed. So harvester 60 palm tree, so it's 165. So when we look it from the first one to the last one, which is harvesting at Palmrich, and this is 200,000. When we sum the total, it's 2,651,800 naira. So logistic, the total logistic from January to December is also displayed on the screen. The first one is 20,000 naira, and the last one is 210,000 naira. When we sum it together, that is how we arrive at 1,715,800. So the same thing applicable to vehicle and machine repair. All those vehicle that we use to pack the palm fruit from the site, to the milling site, they are repaired. The machine, also the machine we use. So when they have fault, these are all the expenses that we incur from January to December, and the total is 1,904,000 naira. Then miscellaneous material for Ibadan fence, that is 1,738,000 naira. Planting in Ibadan, planting expenses, that is 517,000 naira. Chemical, the other chemical that we bought to spray the palm tree, that is one fertilizer, that's 128,500. Then the total we got is 2,543,500 naira only. So pruning, the net expenses on the base is pruning. So the pruning is, that's the analysis, that's the breakdown of the pruning expenses from January to December. 2,900. So the total is 2,105,600 naira. The salaries and wages, those people that normally help us to call the laborer that we employ to help us to process the palm oil. So this is the total expenses we incur for their salaries and wages. So which is 1,848,000 naira. Then the last on the list is depreciation of the milling machine. Depreciation of the milling machine. So the total cost for the machine is 30 million, but as I've explained earlier so the economic useful life of the machine is 30 years. So we just apportion 1 million for this year. That is how we arrive at that depreciation, which is 1 million naira. So the total of the expenses is 16,948,000 naira. So when we less it, so that is how we arrive at our total expenditure for the year. So when we less the total expenditure from the total income, so that is how we arrive at our net profits. Mr. Shidera, over to you, sir. So I don't know, maybe any of our investors has a question so that we can put more light on it.
Okay, I think Chidera should take over. And thank you, Mr. Odekule.
Yes, sir.
Chidera, please, let's progress with the meeting. Chidera, are you able to speak? Okay, good evening, everybody. I think Chidera may be experiencing technical difficulties. While we are waiting for him, I would like to ask the CFO. So what amount are you declaring per plot? From all this plenty accounting or Igbo that you have been speaking, I think
Yes, sir.
investors are willing to know that. So how much are we declaring per plot for
Yes,
2025
sir.
million?
We are declaring 235,000 per plot.
Okay. Okay. And that's quite above what we did in April, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Please, Chidera, you can come up and speak. Meanwhile, for the sake of time and everyone in the meeting, kindly raise up your hands to ask your questions, make your observations. I'm sure so that the BOT members are live in the meeting. So, and they will be speaking to this effect. So basically, this is the account for 2025 from Palmrich Ibadan. And as promised earlier in April, that we're going to be having another declaration in December. So some of us are earning twice this year already. You earned in April, and then you're earning in December again. And by God's grace, we have been able to fulfill this promise, only to the works of the BOT and also the Asset Rise team who has made this possible. So kindly unmute or raise up your hands, ask your questions on the question box, and we can take the meeting further. Chidera, over to you.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much, CFO, for that very detailed breakdown of the financials for Palmrich Phase 5. And at this, as much as it is very important for us to know this financials, we are very much glad to, declare the profits that has been made in Palmrich Phase 5. And as important as it is for us to declare this financials, it's also very important for us to also understand some of the activities that has gone on in Palmrich Phase 5, because we might be saying proning, some persons might not have so much knowledge of what some of these terms are. So I'd like for the MD for the Agri desk, Mr. Olakunle, to come up and give us some of the activities that has summed up to what these financials expenses mean and where we are currently at Palmrich Phase 5. So Mr. Olakunle, please, if you're on, the floor is yours. Just in a very short while, 10, 15, 20 minutes, if you can give us the activities that has gone on throughout the year in Palmrich Phase 5. Thank you very much, sir. So while Mr. Olakunle is giving us the activity report, the chat room is open. You can send in your questions, and I'll be reading out the questions, and the team in charge would be answering the questions. Please also note that this financial report would be made available to each and every one of us through our emails or WhatsApp at request. So if we want to, probably sit down and scrutinize this, please. It is very important to us that it's very important to us that you do your own due diligence as well and make us aware of anything that you feel that we need to be made aware of concerning the reports that we are giving currently. Mr. Alakle, are you ready, sir?
Okay.
All right,
Good
sir.
evening,
What's
everyone.
yours?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir. We can hear you loud and clear, sir.
Okay. So these are the activities of the plantation, all existing from what duly observed. All the activities, we will have seen some of the terms that have been mentioned in the report that has been given. So there are some activities that was done during the month. So we know this plantation is already floating. We have several acres there. So there are key components of agriculture operations that happens during the course of the year. So, and the key component of our agricultural operations focus on sustainability of palm oil production and related to our products. So, we already know that the palm are matured and they are already bearing fruit. So, effective maintenance is critical to optimizing the fruit yield and the production. So, the reports will outline little things that will, or rather, major things that we did throughout the year to make the output that we have like this and what we're going to do to improve on that in the next year. So there are something like what we call weeding and the slashing of the plantation, so which was done regularly. Regular maintenance of the plantation needs to be done, which we are doing regularly to ensure that the nutrient of the soil is being maintained, and we're conducted to ensure optimal growth condition and easy of access of the harvesting. So one of the other things that we did during the year concerning in the plantation, some of us that were here have visited those plantations and the phase 5 plantation, and we noticed that some of the plantations were pruned. Some of the plantations were pruned. And what do you call pruning? Is to remove all the dead leaves which have been done. So pruning of palm plantation trees was carried out to promote healthy growth and improve fruit accessibility to enhance overall productivity of the trees, the fruit. So we did a monthly harvest. One of the activities that was done on the plantation is the monthly harvest. The fruits were harvested monthly, basically to maximize the yields and maintain the plantation effectively. So throughout the year, harvesting is done monthly. And so this harvesting of the fruits, some of us were available during some of the harvesting periods, and we see how big those bunches were. And those, because of the maintenance that was done, the weeding, the pruning, the fertilization, and all that was done on that plantation. So also, after the monthly harvest that was done, we ensure that production of oil is done as harvesting is already done. So production is constantly done. We know we have some equipment there, which we visited the plantation, we know that we have equipment, but during the course of the year, towards the end of the year, we purchase additional equipment, which includes palm oil screw press, we purchase palm kernel extractor, we purchase palm nuts cracker and separators, we purchase filters, we purchase separators. So all this help to enhance the production extraction from where we were in order to improve, so that production and output that we're supposed to have will increase. The extraction ratio will increase because of these new machineries that we have purchased. So also, there are little things that was introduced into the plantation, but that is not for the farm. In livestock, in case we visit the place, livestock has been introduced into that area. So in conclusion, we are working towards more effective work, even more maintenance next year.
One of the things we are looking towards is to enumerate the plantation to next year, so that for effective production and performance. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. I'm sure some of us have gotten some knowledge about some of the things that were mentioned in the financial report. However, if you still have any questions, I'll be going through the chat box now to see. Okay, yes, I can see 4 questions already. One of the questions are, good evening. Please, how much is the amount per plot again? So this person is asking the amount that each plot is being allotted after the whole financial. So Mr. Adekunle, please, if you're on, I'll just need you to answer this question live so that this person can have this knowledge if they didn't hear the first time. Hello, sir.
Hello.
All right, sir. So the question says, good evening. Please, how much is the amount per plot again?
Okay, as per the ROI, the return on investment per plot is 235,000 naira that will go to the investor. But you know the agreement is 60-40. So, but the total return, the total profit that we make per plot is 391,666 naira 67 kobo. But when we prorate it 60-40, the investor will get 60% of the total money, the total profit made on one plot, which is 235,000 naira that will go for the investor per plot.
All right. Thank you very much, sir. So I hope that question has been answered. So I'll move on to the next question. How do you know you're qualified to receive dividends? In other words, is there a list of qualifying shareholders for the purpose of these dividends? So to answer this question, dividends are being shared to landlords in Palmrich Phase 5. So in as much as you've completed payments, you've been allocated, you would be receiving part of these dividends, which I'm sure that the link for this AGM was shared to landlords. So if you're getting this information, if you've been allocated, you have your documentation, you are also qualified for this dividends that is being announced today. So the next question says, thanks for the reports. Are we all going to collect the same amount irrespective of the month that we joined? So I'll hand over this question to the CFO, Mr. Adekunle. So are we all going to collect the same amount irrespective of the month that we joined?
It's not the same amount. That is why it depends on where you complete your payment. So let's assume, let's just use 2 scenarios. A customer that completed his payment for December, the total money that will be accrued to him is 12 months. But an investor that completed his by June, so which is the mid-year. So the total, we now prorate it based on the number of months where each investor completed their payment for land and statutory. It's on a pro rata basis.
All right. Thank you very much, sir. I hope the question has been answered. Mrs. Olubukola Aderike, please, if you feel the question was not properly answered, please ask the question again or give us a sign to know that you need more information on this. So I'll move on to the next question. Please, I want to ask, who are those that end twice, like April and now? Mr. CFO, please, can you help us with this as well?
Yes. Basically, is the same thing. Those people that maybe instead of them that have not come, the accounting year end for 2024 is December. But there are some people, as at that cut-off date, that the first payment we made is for 12 months. But those people that are not up to 12 months, then we now pay them for April. So it's not that some people collected twice. It's only once.
All right. Thank you very much, sir. I think to give more insight on this, our basis is a 12-month period, which is a 1-year period where we accumulate or collectively gather the palm oil, store and sell, which is a 12-month period. So the first set of persons are persons who were within the first 12 months, which is a year basis, and they got their earnings within this 12 months period. Currently, we are shifting to make sure that the year period, the farming period is within January to December at this point, and that is why this is currently ongoing, to see that we don't have within the year now. We have it from January to December, and we declare everything that we collectively produced in the farm. So I hope this answers the question. It was asked by an anonymous attendee, which I'm very sure is also a landlord in Palmrich Phase 5. Okay, another question says, this is from Mrs. Mary Ubo. It says, it was mentioned that some got paid in April. I wasn't not paid in April. So just as the CFO has mentioned, the first payment, which was made in April, was made on a 12-month basis period, which was a 1-year period where persons within this 1-year period were paid. So if you were not included in the first payment in April, it would mean that you were not within the 1-year period. But currently, we're paying off to complete the cycle of 1 year and start all over again in January. So you're going to get payments from this announcement, and the next one will start from January to December next year, where another payment will be made. Okay, so the last question in the chat box. Please, if we have any more questions, let us send to the chat box. As I also mentioned, the financial report will be made available to us on our on the financial reports we've made available to us via email, and if we want them sent through WhatsApp, please reach out to the office and that will be done as well. So another question says, would the 235,000 be after payable tax or taxes would be deducted from the 235,000 naira? Dr. Fajolu. So CFO sir, please can you help us with this question?
Yeah, is the gross. We are going to deduct withholding tax, which is 5%. So it is expected that each investor send their TIN number so that we can pay that money deducted from their ROI to their as tax paid by them. So when we deduct it, because when we deduct it, we are going to remit it to the government, but we are going to put their name and their TIN number as well, so that it will reflect on their dashboard that they paid a withholding tax, which they can use to net up their, which they can use in any foreseeable circumstances. So what is expected from them is to send their TIN number, so that when we when we prepare the schedule of the money deducted, that to be remitted to the tax office, we put their TIN number and they will see it. When they log in to their dashboard, they will see that we have actually made the payment. It's a statutory deduction, which is 5%. So we are going to deduct tax from it.
All right, sir. Thank you very much. So that has been noted. I hope the question has been. Hello, sir.
Sorry.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Some
Please,
of the questions are coming over and over again, especially with the April earning and now the December declaration. So let's make one of clarity to that. Let me turn on my video. My name is Oluwadurotimi Ojamamori, and it's our pleasure again to host this meeting, relaxing from our homes. Let's be clear about the declarations. First, The rule of the Palmrich project is that you buy the land planted with trees, the trees fruit, and whatever is gotten from the land and whatever is gotten from the trees on your land, we share the profit 60-40. However, let's know that this is not a debt model in any way, as this is strictly based on what happens on the plantation. Now, we did a declaration in April, and it was scattered. Let me use the word scattered, because we noticed that some persons' timeline were different. So some persons paid up in March, some persons paid up in August. And we did a 1-year payment. So some persons didn't fall in within the 1-year calendar because their timeline were different. So we agreed in that meeting in April that we will maintain a 1-year calendar, which is December every year. And then we will prorate everyone from the month that they come in. So for example, if you came in March, we're going to prorate you just 9 months to December. If you finished up in June, you're going to be prorated 6 months. If you finished up in October, we're going to prorate you 2 months. Let's also understand that the palm tree has its fruiting seasons. So when we make proration, we are trying to, in every way, avoid debt as an instrument. The palm trees fruit excessively in their peak from early January, late December, up until May. And from May till November, early December, the fruiting declines. So for those of us who are falling within the May, June, July, August till November window, you should definitely know that there is no much harvesting happening in this period. And you should understand that when we are doing this, clarity must be established. One, because everything we are doing must have a legal understanding with the essence law of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Number two, I spoke sometimes last week and I mentioned to us our current engagement with SEC. And then we also want to avoid every way that we'll begin to communicate to you as a PLC, because we don't have the fullness of license to do that yet. Though we have registered the SPV PLC, but we are still on the way to that. So our communications are clear to avoid this misunderstanding. Let me reverse again. The project is not a debt model. It is purely your land ownership, the trees on your land, whatever is gotten from the trees is what you earn from. Number two, because some persons came in within a scattered, don't let me say scattered down. The timeline was not equal. Some came in April, some came in December, some came in March. We said that the April declaration, which was calculated for 1 year, meaning the Ibadan project started in April 2023 or 2024 thereabouts. So we ended the year in April 2025. And for those who were not within that 1 year, they came in June, July, and the rest. We then agreed that let's maintain a 1-year calendar. So going further, we have done April. So we are prorating what has happened from April to December now, so that we can conclude this year as a 1-year calendar. So everybody can be on a 1-year calendar base. So what we are balancing up now is April to December. For those of us who were paid in April, what we're balancing up is April to December. Your 1 year last year ended up in April this year. And now we are then saying, let's maintain a 1-year calendar for those who came in between the months of the year. So so that 1-year calendar can be maintained, which is going to be every December. So the next declaration is going to come up in December 2026, meaning we're going to be maintaining a 1-year calendar. So for those of us who have earned, you're going to be earning in prorated months. For those of us who have not earned at all, you are going to also be earning in prorated months according to the months that you came in. And some of us have already clocked a 1 year calendar by the timeline that they came in, less April that was mentioned. So this is the basis for the explanation of those who have earned, those who have not earned, and the way forward. But one thing that is certain is everyone who has keyed into the project, you're going to be earning according to the proration of your timeline. Thank you. So, like this question from Mr. Stephen Omoni, he says, I bought my one plot in October 2024, and I balanced my payment in March 2025. So your proration starts from March 2025. Because to us, when you balance up is when you become a landlord. So the proration starts from March 2025, meaning your calendar will be now summed up in March to December 2025 to make it of 1 year for you. So from next year now, he's going to be reading from December 2025 to December 2026, which that's the perfect understanding of we're going to be running a 1 year calendar month. So rather than saying, oh, let's wait so that you can wait for another March in 2026 before you earn, we are saying no, let's maintain a 1 year calendar. So let's prorate in 9 months for you from your March to December 2025. So we all fall within 1 year calendar. Okay.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, sir, for that clarity. I hope we are all on the same page now and have very good understanding of the proration and the year and the 1 year calendar, which we are adjusting to make sure that everything is well structured and, you know, very much understandable for anyone who is already in, and for persons who also want to get more, or persons who want to, you know, come on board or bring other persons on board. So I can see another question here, which is not related to that. It said, if you have, this is from Mr. Ezegbo Emenike. It says, if you are fully paid and have been allocated in a non-fruiting farmland, would you also be entitled to the dividends? Okay, so for this question, these dividends are solely tied to production on the farm, okay? So that is why we maintain and we are very consistent on communicating that this is not a debt model. If we do not produce these products, palm oil and other byproducts, there's nothing to declare dividends on. So this means that on a non-fruiting farmland, we cannot declare dividends on that because we are not harvesting to produce any of this production. Whereas in Palmrich Phase 5, which is what this AGM is specific to, we are aware that we have fruiting palm trees, we have production capacity there, and that is what this dividend is being declared on. So I hope that question has been answered. So I think this is a question for the tax, a follow-up question from the tax. And it says, what of those who don't have a company? So I'm thinking this question is asking, if I don't have a company, how then do I get my tax paid? So I would hand over this question to CFO, sir. If you're still on with us, yes. Please let us answer.
There's a difference between corporate tax and individual tax. If you, let's assume you buy the plot of land with your own name, you are not paying the tax to your company. You are paying it as tax on your other income that is different from your normal cost of business. So it is only when you buy the plot of land with your company that we can pay that tax deducted to your company. But if you buy it on your name, the tax that we are going to deduct from it will be paid to your TIN number. Will be paid to you as an individual. So there is a difference between an individual and a corporate entity. So if you invest as a corporate entity, it is then that the tax that we deduct that we pay to your company. But if you buy as an individual, any tax that we deduct from your return on investment will be paid to you as an individual. That one will go to the Lagos State. Why, if it is company, we go to the federal inland. So there is difference between individual and company.
All right, thank you very much, sir, for that clarity. It was asked by an anonymous attendee. So I hope the question has been answered, sir. Okay, there's the last question in the chat box. If you're not able to ask any of your questions here, I think this is the last question I'll be taking for today, so we don't spend any more time. In the meeting. This question says, so when or what date should I be expecting my profit in bank in this month of December 2025? And this is for Mr. Stephen Omoniyi. CFO, sir, just can you help us with the answer to this question?
Yes. Within, as soon as possible, or not before 31st of December, or they have to mean the first week of January 2026.
All right, sir. All right, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Okay, I can see another question here. I'll just take this as the last question. It's asked from an anonymous attendee. This is very important. That is why I want to ask this question. It says, what of those that don't have the TIN number?
Yes. We are going to send a link to them so that they can just register to get their own TIN number. There's a link. We send it after the meeting so that they just log in and register for their TIN number.
All right, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Okay, I can see more questions coming up, and let me just state that with the federal government imposing all of this new tax laws and tax reform that we are very much aware of, it has also been made mandatory that every company that is functioning on a basis like ours do our own put in place our own functionality to make sure that we are adhering to every tax law that has been put in place. And that is why all of this, even though before now we have been doing all of this, but we are making sure that we comply to make sure that we are not found wanting for any tax law that has currently been put in place. So this question is by Mr. Ekanem. Mr. Ekanem. Can my NIN be used in place of my TIN? I don't think that's possible. TIN is specific to your tax. NIN is more like an identity. But I'll let the CFO answer that. Okay, I'll let the CFO answer that, sir. Can my NIN be used in place?
You cannot use your NIN to replace your TIN number. Actually, your NIN and TIN number, they have linked together. So that is why we are expecting, that is why we say that our investors should send their TIN number so that they will not be deduct their tax twice. Because if they don't send their TIN number to show that they have actually paid the tax, so when the money enter their bank account, because the name and the TIN number have been linked together, so any money that enter your account, the federal inland and the state counterpart, they will see it. And they will question you that this money, what is it meant for? So, and if you don't explain, they will use their best of judgment to deduct the withholding tax from it. So that is why it is advisable that we should send our TIN number so that we will not be double debit, so that they will not debit us twice. Because we as a company, it is also mandatory, compulsory for us to deduct that tax from before we pay the ROI, because if we don't deduct it, they will fine us and we still pay the tax. And as from January, the first month, the penalty is 100,000 naira per day, then per month. Then the following month is 50,000 naira. So that is why it is very compulsory that we should endeavor for to send our TIN number so that we will deduct it from here as a company. Then tax authority also will see the money in your account, they will also deduct it. Because if you don't send your TIN number, there's no way we can pay the money into your account.
All right, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. Okay, I can see. Okay, this is Mr. Ezigbo Emenike helping us here. He said this is in response to the question on TIN. Please take note that TIN is not peculiar to corporation organization alone. Individuals can also get their TIN. Thank you very much, sir, for that information. It is very important for us to understand and adhere to the new tax reform laws. Thank you very much, sir, for helping us there. So I think that's all of the questions that we have in the chat box for today. If we do have any more questions, please endeavor to send your questions to the office for more clarity on any more questions or information that you would like to have. On this note, I want to say a very big thank you to everyone for joining in and for taking out your time to, participate in this and actively engage us. We're still very much open to your reviews and your feedback to making sure that we improve if there are any places or any points that you think improvements can be made on. Thank you very much to all our stakeholders. And on this note, I would like to pass on the baton to the DGMD for the closing remarks. So please, if you're on, would love to have you for the closing remarks, Mrs. Shubomi. Thank you very much, sir. All right. I think she's having some network issues. So I would hand over to the group managing director, Mr. Oluwadurotimi Ojamamoye, for the closing remarks as we wrap up the AGM for today.
Okay, I think the DGMD is requesting for her to be unmuted.
Okay.
So kindly unmute her.
All right. IT team, please can you help us with that very quickly so we don't waste any more time? So while we're trying to fix that, thank you very much everyone for, okay, she's on now. Thank you very much everyone for joining in. Like I said in the beginning, I know it is going to be a very productive one, and I'm sure some of us are already smiling at the results that we have been able to come up with. Please let me allow me to pass on the baton now to the DGMD, Mrs. Shubomi, as she helps us round up with the closing remark. Please, Ma, the floor is yours.
Good evening, everyone. Can you hear me, Mr. Chidera?
We can hear you. Please go ahead.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, our dear customer. We so much appreciate you. My name is Mrs. Akintola Adeshibumi. I'm the Deputy Group Managing Director. We sincerely appreciate you for taking out time to be part of today's annual general meeting. Your presence, engagement mean a lot to us, and we do not take it for granted. We are grateful for the confidence you have placed in us to manage this project on your behalf. As discussed, Palmrich Phase 5 operates on a non-debt model, ensuring that returns are based strictly on farm performance, profit sharing, in line with our commitment to transparency and long-term value creation. In preparation for the return, our team will reach out to customers that they are yet to sign their farm management contracts, and account details will be asked of. We thank you for your patience and trust and your belief in AssetRise's vision. We remain committed to proper communication, accountability, and delivering sustainable wealth through assets ownership. Thank you for being part of Palmrich Tribe and for growing with us. Thank you very much. Mr. Chidera.
Thank you very much, DGMD. Thank you very much. So as the DGMD has mentioned, for those of us who are yet to sign the farm management contract, which is the contract binding AssetRise Limited as an officially recognized contractor to help manage your plantation. The in-house team will be reaching out to you to make sure that this process is duly confirmed, is duly done, so that we can then say, yes, we are now in business with you. Thank you very much once again. Thank you very much, AssetRise team, our stakeholders, board of directors for the tribe, and every other. Very well, sir. You can go on, sir.
Okay, thank you. I know the closing remark has been taken. I want to say that if you are in support of this revolution that is ongoing in Nigeria, I spoke to us last year about our campaigns in the UK. Specifically, we had a summit in Manchester. And the purpose of that summit was to regain the trust back home. Nigeria and Africa is a destination for global investments. But a lot of our citizens, a lot of our diasporans have gotten their fingers burned with different schemes. Please, can you mute your microphone? Thank you. Please,
Are you
can
not
you
ready?
mute that microphone, please? Thank you. So a lot of our diasporans, and even a lot of us back home, has lost confidence in investing back in Nigeria. But what we're trying to say to us tonight is that Nigeria is green. There may be challenges in the land, but the land is very green. This is a place where you can invest. Do your due diligence, have your facts before you put down your 1 naira. The agro-real estate space has opened up massively. We pioneer this movement, and we are seeing this movement, we are seeing it open up massively. And we have thrown out a lot of recorded versions of videos to say, please be cautious. There are a lot of persons out there for cash flow. They just want money and not doing the work. They don't understand whatever our Greek is. They just want money. Please tell your friends, tell your neighbors to be careful. Why are we saying this? Together, we can stop the era of people losing their money investing back in Nigeria and then destroying the entire image of the country. And then also losing confidence in investing back home. And also transferring that loss of confidence and trust deficit to our children. Most of us abroad, our children don't even want to come home. It is simply because a lot of us have lost confidence. But if we can take the campaign together, let's invest collectively in instruments that we have vetted, that we know that is real and can work. Number two, and whatever we see that is working, let us not leave it to the players alone. Hold the players accountable. We are saying to you, hold our centralized accountable. Call us and question every detail that we have expressed to you tonight. That is the only way the country can get better. When we hold one another accountable. We are not just one team who is far away there that should give you reports. We are people that we want to work together with everyone who have believed in this vision, and together we can restore the confidence in building a prosperous Nigeria. And we are saying tonight, please kindly drop your comments. We love what happened in April. We were able to share those videos, and that gave us more confidence to work harder and never to lose that. Some of us said to us in April, we hope this is not going to be the last time. We have proven to you tonight that April was not the last time. And by God's grace, December will not be the last time. This is going to continue into years and years and years. 10 years to come, 20 years to come, we'll be holding this AGM and declaring profits. But like we said, let's hold one another accountable. As landlords, hold our centralized accountable. Visit the sites, call for the records, hold us accountable. And lastly, recommend us to those you think, if you think you are convinced of what we are doing. But however, tell the people that you are recommending to, go and do your due diligence. Do your due diligence on them. But we say tonight, please do not leave this meeting. We implore you without dropping us a comment, either on our social media handles or even sending us a mail or sending us on WhatsApp just to say what you feel about what we are doing. Give us your feedback. It will encourage us to do more. It will encourage us to work together far into the future. And lastly, it will encourage us to build a Nigeria where we are all accountable to each other and where we can support the prosperity of one another. Once again, we appreciate you for taking out your time to attend this meeting. And we hope to have these reports like we used to have the quarterly reports throughout the year. And by December 2026, we shall be live again to do this by God's grace. And every one of us will be alive to eat the fruit of our labor. Thank you so much. Good night.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. I don't think I have any more to add to that. As we remain accountable, transparent, and accountable to you, we very much also indulge that you also hold us to our accountability. Thank you once again to everyone who has joined in. It's been a very wonderful evening, very productive one also, and very encouraging one, very rewarding as well. So thank you very much, everyone, and let us have a wonderful evening smiling to the banks. Thank you very much.